Twitch and leadchess.org, International Master William Paschall. We're going to be playing blitz against random and friendly challengers. 5+3 is the preferred time control. If you'd like to play me, we're going to play a warm-up game or two against random victims in the lobby. Heading over to the lobby bar now. Create a game to the lobby. Where are you, lobby? Alright, so, random victim. Let's get some 5+3. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Astrobate, I see you're in the house. Here's a 1990, 5-0. No increment. If I'm doing the games on the stream, I like to play with commentary, so we do. Please no London system, dude. Anything but that. Dude, okay, bishop f4. Here it comes. Oh, there's no bishop f4. Thank you for playing something else. I even played b6 on move 2 just because I was so convinced this guy was going to play bishop f4. But it's not so bad. If e4 h6, we just have a solid sort of Queen's Indian. Queen c2, prepping e4. We can transpose to the London system. Bishop f4. Actually, knight h5 might even be a good move there. He's giving up his bishop pair. Hippo deferred, Astrobate. We're gonna defer. We're gonna take a hippo deferment. It's one way to fianchetto your bishop. He could play e5. It's kind of a routine move. Back slowly away from the chalupa. I miss those old Taco Bell commercials. All right. Man, we're going back in time to the old Taco Bell commercials. So, what's up, guys? White's got the solid setup going on here. Put your bishops on the long diagonals and take things. Not so easy to take anything on this diagonal, though. It's really pretty much mopped up. Very, very dry diagonal here. White is not the loosest player in the world. Now it's Black's job to kind of open things up somehow. c5. We had a similar game not that long ago on the stream. The c5 is probably okay. If he takes, it becomes a Sicilian-ish structure. That's not very good for White. So we can get some dynamics, maybe. I hate symmetrical pawn structures. Very hard to get this guy off of one. He obviously feels differently about symmetrical pawn structures. Never know, he might take back with a piece on d4. What's up, Astrobate? Are you with us? I don't want to trade my bishop. Very important when you have these hippo bishops. Try to keep your bishop pair alive. Keep the bishop pair alive, kids. I'm not moving my f-pawn. Everyone else... Oh, oof, e5. Whoa. That is seriously very possibly losing a pawn in some lines. Bishop f3. First we take on d4. I don't think that'll hurt. This might hurt him a little bit. Keep it simple. We can win a pawn. There's some tactics. Yeah. Bishop f3, queen f3, de, knight takes e5, rook takes e5, bishop takes e5, bishop e4. queen b8, bishop a8, queen a8. Two bishops, chop chop. Many a hippo. Bite with the mouth and stomp with the foot. This is gonna take him out, take out his protection of e5. Then we're gonna take that down. I don't think I miscalculated. Knight e5, rook e5, bishop e5. Should be no problems. You may choose not to go into this long line and just be down a pawn, opposite color bishop. Well, actually, it's not opposite color bishops. That's his problem. We're just winning a pawn. We're just up a clear pawn now. So, this b2 is hanging. I have the better minor piece, and I'm up a pawn. Looks good. Maybe F rook there. The Minutemen are overrated. Not a big fan, but they're alright, I guess. I've heard a couple of their songs. Up a clear pawn. Looks good. Hippo is dangerous. Tactical endgame. Oh. Never heard anyone refer to pawns as Minutemen before. That's a new one. Now he's got some sort of compensation. This could be a little bit tricky. They're talking about the band. I guess there's every name has been used for bands. You can always be talking about a band. What's up, guys? Warm-up game against a tough 1990 here. He didn't play the opening well, but he's sort of hanging tough down a pawn, doesn't want to give up. Who can blame him? Who can blame him for not wanting to give up, guys? Who wants to give up? Rook c8. The problem is I'm used to playing 5-0. This is sudden death, guys. Any sort of minor piece endgame should really be winning. No, he's just gonna flag. Knight e4. Not an easy win. I mean, if there were no pawns on the king side, on the queen side, your other king side, I would think he has some chances. There was no a pawn here. It's going to be hard to deal with that. What's up, Warnocky? Astrobate Morales is here. Luckily, I got a warm-up game. This guy is good. Bam! Bring the gambits. Bring the gambits. Haha. Can't play e5. What happened to the modern defense? Morales changed his whole repertoire to playing the King's Indian. When do you find time to change your entire opening repertoire? While holding the baby. That's interesting. I can't believe you're that old. Morales is even older than me. Oh my god. I haven't played this in a while. Knight f4 is definitely not main line. It's a move, though. Probably a move. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Should I take that and play like knight g5 and knight e6? No clue. He's used 11 seconds for the whole game. What is the deal? Reynolds, how many accounts do you have? So you've got no bullet games? 339 bullet games? How is that possible? Play like it's bullet every game. Damn, dude, you're super fast. You've used 20 seconds for the whole game, dude. And you've only been playing this opening for like a week. Maybe you made a mistake, but the first 15 moves look good. Man, we're playing with increment, right? He's actually thinking. There must be something wrong. Man, I really feel uncomfortable when people just ambush me with super fast play. I hate that. It's so hard, especially when I just started playing. The first guy I played a warm-up game before the stream started instantaneously. 11 moves in 5 seconds. He played like perfectly for 15 moves according to Stockfish and then hung his queen. One piece down. Oh, you think you're losing a knight? I didn't even realize. I don't think you're losing a knight. Possibly you are. But it's very dangerous for me to take that. There's probably more than one way to not lose a piece here. Whoa. That was not an option. So, like, first of all, why don't you just exchange bishops and play queen d7? I can't imagine how I can possibly take your knight on h3 with my king. Maybe there's some way I still win a piece there, but I don't see it. Bishop e2, knight e2, queen d7. Secondly, there was another variation. What was it? Bishop takes e2, knight takes e2, knight d4. Does that make sense? No, there I'm winning a piece. I guess you just have this one line. Bishop takes e2, knight e2, queen d7. Obviously queen c8 would do the same thing. Maybe I have a better move. We'll see after the game. I don't see why you necessarily have to lose a piece. Bishop g5. A solid option. Options trading. Bishop g5, bishop d1, bishop d8. Luke, you are my brother. I mean, I could just recapture, but how much am I up here? Just one piece? Just one. Two all or nothing. Play the opening well. This knight h3 is probably good for black. But after king g2, he just like instantly played bishop g4. It's probably not a bad move. The real suspect is the next move. And what's he supposed to do, though? Queen d7? I'm just trying to defend myself here. Maybe white's just better. Lack of white square control. Morales is violent and uncompromising. Thank you for the donation. Astrobate with monetary donation this week, 1,000. Jim with 500. Mr. Coffee 200. Let's see what the King's Indian did wrong here. So it's all theory, but when he plays this move, knight f4, f5 is more common, isn't it? Yeah. The main line is f5. Knight f4 is a move. And then the theory says white is better in all lines, but he played what? f5. I did not remember what I'm supposed to do here. I don't really like this, but I should know to play this move. Because I have e5, probably. Man, that's a good score for white. Damn. e5, g5. How do we continue now? Valery Popov. Knight g5. de5. c5. It's like an old school bayonet attack, which I used to play like 25 plus years ago. Still not that clear after knight g6. There should really be a user setting in Lichess to self-exclude from bullet games. It's like gambling addiction. Seriously. No, it's the same as gambling addiction. Like on a poker site or casino site, you can self-exclude. I agree. So I played this. This is actually F takes E4. Don't feel bad, they didn't find it. Kitty didn't find it either. F takes E4. Appears to be the best option. So you did play F takes E4. Crazy. No, this is right. Knight takes E4. So this has never happened in a master game. So the computer wants to take it and play Knight G5. For some reason, I didn't think this was that great. Take, Knight G5. And I guess I envisioned you playing Bishop D7. And I calculated this, being unconvinced by the resulting position. It's okay, but I don't trust it. So that's why I didn't play that. That's why I played this move, King G2. Played Bishop G4, Bishop E2. We're creating new theory in the King's Indian, Morales. But he couldn't find the backward move, Bishop F5. That's a tough one. I mean, Knight G1, I deserve a lot of credit. That's what shows I'm an old school international master. Not afraid to bust out the Knight G1. Bishop takes E2. Oops, no. He panicked. Bishop takes E2. Knight takes E2 and Queen D7, kids. And this is what we said. It's invisible fencing. Keep your dog in the yard. No, it's not gonna fall. But I don't know how you extract it from H3, you know? This is the critical point. The invisible fencing defends your knight on H3. I'm not really sure what's happening. Alright guys, subscribers can play first. I've got a rated challenge from Karembaran, but we're only playing casual. You'd like to re-challenge to casual? You hallucinated with Knight G5, Knight E6? I don't know what you mean. Ranchet. How do you say this in French? Ranchet. Okay, so I don't remember what opening this guy played last time. It was Weird Openings Wednesday, that's it. That's why. That was Wednesday. It's already 2 days ago. Seems like just yesterday. The O'Kelly. I agree with no problem at all, though. People are playing blitz games against me using 11 seconds for the first 20 moves in 5+3. Does that seem like an efficient way to manage your time? Basically, they're getting lost positions using no time. C4 is one of the main moves. Okay, so the problem is I don't play the Con Sicilian really, but I guess I'm going to start. I thought about starting it. I played it a couple games somewhere in the middle of my career, trying to play E6, A6. I play the hedgehog anyway, so it should be kind of natural. This is like a Taimanov. Actually, I don't know how to play this. I guess you just rely on instinct. So if Knight F6, Knight C6, DC6. Knight F6, Knight C6, DC6, Queen D8, King D8. Doesn't look very exciting. So I guess I have to do like this. Just, it's a Marazzi with E6 basically. I feel like there's a better move for black here. But I'm not liking Knight F6, Knight takes C6. We'll have to look this up. I don't play this position. In tournament play, no clue. It's just a passive Marazzi with e6 instead of g6. White should be significantly better. Welcome to the stream, guys. Playing Blitz. Let's get some challenges. I don't like my game, but whatever. When you play a6, you're kind of hoping that white doesn't know what they're doing. c4 is maybe like the best move. c4 or c3. These are the two. C3 Sicilian with a6 is not really useful. I feel like that's the greatest try, you know, for white. Against c4, at least a6 is like a really standard move. I played Marazzi, but only with the standard g6 type of setups. Queen takes. I don't know why. I don't know why I was calculating bishop takes. Queen takes makes more sense. But at least I got to trade some pieces. Parts. Purdue. I'm like a vast store of knowledge of old commercials. I never watch television anymore. I was when I was living in the United States, but in Hungary I have no time or inclination, really. What's up, guys? Let's get some challenges. All right, we've got Pide, Abject Pawn, Florin Magnus. This guy just doesn't understand. No rated. No rated. No, I'm not going to accept the same challenge. I declined it for a reason. I don't commentate and play rated games at the same time. If you want to play off stream, sometime challenge me. But if I'm going to be spending my time talking, I'm not going to play rated games. I want to be on equal footing. I'm not going to give people like a handicap advantage. I wonder about Queen B8. I'd rather not get pinned if I can help it. On the other hand, maybe I should wait. I mean, Bishop C6 is a useful move anyway, and it preempts him from playing Bishop F3. That would really kind of hurt to allow him to play Bishop F3 on me. General thought on this position, guys, this is a mistake. E5. You're playing a Marazzi, and you're essentially giving away your opening advantage by playing E5. It's not, like, terrible, but you're basically giving black an equal game by trading off your own cramping pawn on E4, on E5. It might be a good way to play for a draw against a higher rated player, but objectively it's a mistake. Black is hard pressed to play for a win in this position. You know, so if I'm facing someone who's lower rated by 100 points or two, and they played like E5, it is a bit of a problem. Like, I might not have an easy time playing for a win. Here, B5 looks very interesting. I'd rather play that move before it's too late. Plus, it gives me I could wait a move. There's really, I guess, no problem with waiting a move, though he could play Queen B6. Is this a mistake or a good move? Like, he was going to sit on me with Queen B6. Guess I could just kick him out with several different moves there. No, I think it's hard to decide. B5 and castles are both okay. White has given up his opening advantage. He's still fine. He's not in any danger. Probably equal at this point. Ooh. Yeah, no problem. I have this, luckily. Because I was concerned about bishop d6. But he can't... I don't think he can just let this drop. Drop it! Maybe he could try. Now, bishop c5 would be a nice move to find in your Christmas stocking. b4 and a5 for the rook. The rook. Let's do it. I do want to get castled eventually. Where is his knight going? Black is better now. Rook b1. So, if I take my g7's hanging, that doesn't leave me a lot of options, so I have to castle. But his structure is an abomination here. He has this terrible weakness on e4. I'm obsessed with the cheap tricks in this position. But it looks bad for white. Exchange, sacrifice. Oh, I can play bishop f6 too. Bishop f6. I don't really want to trade pieces, to be honest with you. So, let's not, and say we did. Tedious position for white, not necessarily lost, but awkward. Frustrating. How do I make progress here? All right, we'll try it the other way. When in doubt, he went over there this time. Just when you thought he was going the other way. Okay. He's got like e5, queen h3 now. So bishop f6 may just be stupid. Damn it. Just stupid. Alright, I'm getting low on time. Actually, this guy's a good endgame player from what I saw. But still, his structure is inferior. It's not like I'm winning. I'm just better. And not that much. It's a good move. But what is up with this position? Damn it. That was a bad move. He should have just played king e2 there. I think he had chances to hold that easily. This endgame, not so much. There goes the queen side, I guess. Oops. Certainly a good bullet player. If you guys go back to the initial part of the endgame where I played this position, I think he made a critical mistake when we got to this point where I took on e4. But maybe I'm wrong. Actually, yeah, he has a trap there. So if he had played king e2 in this position, here, well, I mean, it's not like it's a magic bullet, but I think it might make his chances a lot better. Yeah, like king e2 is a serious chance to hold on. This is really the last chance. Probably have to play like bishop d5. I wouldn't have found rook d4. That's insane. Here, and I have to win this endgame. The rooks are still on the board. It's still complicated. I think this is like losing after bishop here. There's probably no way he can save it after this. All right. Pi Day, Abject Pawn, Floor Magnus. All right, this guy, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I'm going to have to like, I'm just going to have to like block him. Kind of sorry for him, but twice I declined his challenge. He doesn't listen. All right, Pi Day, what's up? Pi Day. I was just accepting casual challenges. I had to decline 2 from him already. We're not accepting rated challenges, dude. D4 Knight of 6, welcome guys. Please support the stream. Asterbait, thanks a lot, man. 1,000 bits donated this week. Jim, 500. Mr. Coffee, 200. WJ Lou, 200. Oms, 111. Fish Raquel. Please subscribe, guys. Make the stream possible. Keep this stream possible. I can't stream if I only have like 15 viewers, so keep the stream populated. Morales, sign your baby up for Twitch. Make him an account. Make him watch. Or her. Already a super player. That's why you lost today. Alright, we're going to play the King's Indian for something different. Mr. Coffee's here. Have you been here for how long? Hesemembu, are you challenging me? You're no challenge today. No, if you, it's like music for plants. If you put the baby in front of the stream and make him watch or her for, you know, just sort of background music. Imagine, could it have an effect? Would the baby be like a strong player by the time they're 3? Would that be considered child abuse? What's up, Mr. Coffee? Forcing babies to watch chess streams. Rook b1. This was played against me in a knight bd7 variation. Here it might be an obscure move as well. In the old days, I used to play the classical knight on bd7. I remember Dan Shapiro played rook b1 against me. Yeah, it's got to be a move here as well. Just kind of keeping the tension. Interesting. What would Roman do? Some gimmicky move. I think knight g4, bishop g5, queen e8. But this is actually useful. Knight g4, bishop g5, queen e8. b4? I don't know. You destroyed a local master in 22 moves. Nice. My new FIDE rating went down by 8 points. I got back 2, it looks like. I looked at the FIDE website. Bad thing to do. Alright. My second lowest rating in the last 15 years. Let's not set any new records. I'm hoping to play in a tournament in the beginning of January with some beatable players, so the goal is to get back 5 to 10 rating points in January. I'm going to appeal to FIDE to have my title taken away and get my 20K factor back. File an appeal. Uh-oh. Knight d5. This looks like theory, but something smells wrong in Denmark. If I take on d4, the e4 pawn is hanging. I guess that's normal. Usually white is like castled in this type of position, though. Pawn d4. Not a very solid move. But this is totally not theory, because he's not castled. I mean, he's supposed to be castled instead of rook b1. Then c5 is a move, whatever you want. He's absolutely supposed to be castled here. Rook b1 is very rare. I mean, maybe that's a move after castles. He can win an exchange. I mean, you're supposed to be castled, so if I take this pawn, there's all this like poisonous counterplay with rook e1 along the e-file. But I've never seen one castle, I mean, like play like this way without being castled. So I can like take on e4. But anyways, possible. This is some kind of weird variation. He can win an exchange with bishop e7. But my intuition is that he's kind of losing the initiative. I mean, like c6. This looks awful for white. Very standard exchange sacrifice in the knight a6 king's Indian. Goes back decades. I assume I take with the king. Presume. I don't think this is a book position. So, how much compensation do we have? Looks like enough. Knight f4. Queen e4. Hanging knight. Then he has to play like knight d3. And I have 2 pawns for the exchange and a strong bishop. Are other options interesting? FIDE is like a really, really strong practical player, but plays originally. Sometimes he seems really weak and sometimes he seems really strong. It's very hard to get a feeling about this player. It's just like from day to day. His level seems totally different. He's fast. He's extremely fast. Okay, my knight on g4 is sort of stupid. My knight on a6 is sort of stupid, I think. He's going to castle. So what do we do? I really want to secure my pawn on d4. Bishop f5. Well, there's nothing special I can do. I mean, knight e5, castles, knight f3, bishop f3, queen f5, etc. I don't want to lose my pawn on d4. Queen is misplaced. So, I really have no clue. Just thought of something. See, I can't give you guys all my ideas. Wouldn't be a good idea. As a competitor, share all of my thoughts with you. Whew, that's a strong move. Damn, dude. But b5 allows knight c5. He doesn't really want to do that. I don't want to do that. My name is Luca. So b5, that's no problem. Knight d4 with a trick. Oh no. It's like Morales. Already lost on time. Okay, whatever. Oops. Jesus. 21 seconds left. Wow. Why didn't I play bishop f5? Oh, because my queen gets trapped. Or nearly. I had queen h6. Bishop f5 was better. This guy's unbelievable fast. We don't know too much about him, though, as a player. He's very secretive. 1968 in rapid. 17, no. 2100 bullet, 2100 blitz. Alright. No, I want to wait on that. Maybe. Why don't I just play bishop f5 already? I hate my knight on a6. I hate you. Oof, that's a good move. Wow. Oof. Oh my god. How strong is this guy? Seriously. Almost hung knight h7 check. It's embarrassing. Seriously embarrassing. The pawn. Oh, didn't even see you have that move. It's disturbing. Interesting. Wow. Oh my God. What? He blundered? Now? He was just about winning. He was just about winning there. Oh man, that's sick. Maybe it's a draw, I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I think he was winning with like bishop takes g6 instead of the other move. He just freaked out and took my knight on d5. I'm sure that white is doing okay, at least here, if he takes here. Maybe not, but it looks very awkward for me. Computer says it's unclear. I thought I was lost, but maybe not. Bishop takes g6. Maybe I'm not lost. I have two connected pass pawns. The engine says it's just d3. Immediately we trade into this endgame. I have an in-between move, knight c3. I'm sure I would have seen this. No, takes, rook takes. Apparently it's a draw. Alright, interesting game. I want to see the opening before we start the next game. Is this actually a variation, rook b1? What? Wow, there's no games with rook b1. No games with rook b1. I mean, I know it's a little unorthodox, but it's an extremely logical move. How can there be no games with this move? I mean, I'm sure if we look in a major database, there'll be low-rated players that have played this. I mean, this completely is a normal idea in almost every classical King's Indian line and the Dutch. That's weird. Not a single game. It's crazy. Rook b1. According to the computer, I played it perfectly and I'm clearly better. Even this move. Man, it never entered my mind to take this pawn on c4. That just seems too greedy. I wanted to eliminate his pressure against my d4 pawn. And just trade some pieces. This is apparently like a big mistake though. Alright guys, interesting game. Abject Pawn, Flora Magnus, Owl Soul Shock, Baleful. Kayak Kasari is a subscriber. Baleful is a subscriber. So those guys should go first, actually. Alright. Baleful, you are a subscriber, aren't you? You were. Thanks for the compliment, Ranchez. I don't know. It was, the problem is that I don't have any time. Chess 960, I will play a couple games. I would be willing to play like up to 2 games per stream if anybody else wants to play Chess 960. I'm not very good at Chess 960 in the opening. I'm terrible. So my Chess 960 rating is 2175. Every time I like have a lost position after 10 moves. My opening theory in Chess 960 is horrific. Do people actually study Chess 960 openings? I'm kind of wondering. Those top players who play these Chess 960 tournaments, do they actually sit around and like they think about opening theory for this? What about my king? Where are we going to go, guys? It's getting cold in here. They fixed my heater, but it still feels cold. Alright. Baleful. The Troll on a Roll was another player who liked to play Chess 960 on the stream. He was here before. Yeah, that's the worst starting position when you get a knight on h8 or h1 or a1 and a8. Knight in the corner. I think that's the nightmare Chess 960 starting position. (960c). I think that it's good for your general understanding of coordination of the forces. But it makes me crazy, honestly, getting out of the opening. It seems like every single game, no matter who I play, I have a terrible position. I think it should be good for your game, though, and I don't know if I can say the same for other variants. I don't think it would hurt your chess game, where I think that other variants might actually be detrimental to normal chess. You know, like playing Crazy House might actually hurt your normal chess game. Playing Bug House might actually hurt your normal chess game. I don't think that Chess 960 hurts your chess game. It can only help, most likely. That's why I advocate it. I'm willing to play it, but I'm still terrible. He's just throwing the pieces at me. Castling, obviously the most interesting aspect of Chess 960. The sudden long castling when you don't expect it makes the game feel very, very different. Not knowing where that king is going to go. Long castling. Very long castling in some cases. What's up, everybody? We're taking challenges 5+3. I'm supposed to not take the subscribers first today, actually. I forgot. But anyway, I'm favoring my subscribers. Whatever. Normally I forgot on Fridays we just take the challenges as is. So we'll continue to take the challenges as is. I took Baleful out of order, guys. I forgot it wasn't Monday or Wednesday. Whatever. It's good to give everybody a day when, even if they're not subscribers, they can just play. It's bad for Kayak Kasari, who has to wait now. Baleful got to go first, because I forgot. Alright, so it's a Sicilian now. I love the Sicilian. Let's play. It's a Sicilian where white's king is in the center of the board and my king's in the center of the board. But not for long. Very open situation here. I need to get the queen out. Is e5 a strong move? Fishing pole. His king is there, but it doesn't have to stay there for long. I don't want to play d6 unless I have to. A lot of weaknesses on dark squares. This is a very important piece for white. Actually, bishop f4 is sort of interesting. Bishop f4 is more than sort of interesting. I mean, it looks actually tactically very strong. A tactic positional move. Tactico positional. Complicated. I don't think you should give up your dark square bishop, Baleful. That seems like an important and integral part of your position. With all those pawns on white squares, it's like a Marazzi. Who's going to guard the dark squares? Dude, why don't you have... yeah. I was thinking rook c3. Then we just play e5. Actually, that might be his best move, though. Why not rook c3? It's good to see you moving backward, though. Plus, we can... What if this was Bughouse? What would my best move be? Bishop takes d2? Stupid question. Queen d6. I like my position now. This is dark square weaknesses. Positional evaluation, guys. That's how you can find the clues to the position. Because we're not computers. Even no matter how good you are at tactics, you're never going to be as good as computers. And you need to use positional evaluation to find the clues to help you in your path to finding the right continuation. My clue is that he's weak on the dark squares and his king is in the center of the board. This is only going to make it worse. Poor Baleful. Even if this doesn't lose for you directly, the dark squares are almost like fatally weakened for white in this position, even in the endgame. But objectively, I should think about not trading queens. I just enjoy this endgame too much. I'm going to enjoy this endgame too much, guys. King's in the center. We have two bishops. White is riddled with dark square weaknesses. Oof. Objectively, maybe I shouldn't trade queens there. But it's just too much fun. There is one little hole here, knight h5, which I've got to be cautious about. f5 is a nasty idea. Ooh, into the pin. b5. Do I need to calculate this or damn it, b5. b5, pawn takes pawn. Check, king b1. Ouch. Ouch. He didn't even think about it. He just gave me that. Give me that. His king is in a very dangerous place. I opted to keep the dark square bishop on the board. Hello. Guys, this is fun. I didn't like the opening, but now I'm having fun. We got challenges from Abject Pawn, Florin Magnus, Also Shock, and Kayak. It's easy to speak Finnish. Just pretend they're English words. Kayak. Alright. Yeah. No, it's just all done. If you insist. The Pawn Amoeba. This is terrible. White's just lost. Give me pawns. More. Feed me. Rook takes f3. I'm about to lose on time. That's a good thing. This is always gonna save one. It's another one, man. Doesn't love his pawns. Doesn't look good. Pawn Amoeba is complete. And you've got a lot of time to think about it. Oh boy. No. No. Just go. Multiple offers. These pawns are angry. I'm not a greedy guy. I mean, I'm happy to share. I like queens, though. Queens are important. How do you stop that? Yes. Not all pawns are created equal, unfortunately. Chess is not a democracy. These pawns are more valuable than their friendly counterparts. Oh, drop the exchange. There we go again with that connected pass pawn theme. Not good. This was fun, man. We need another Chess 960 sometime soon. Princesses. I don't know where that came from. Queens, princesses. I get it. Baby pawns. Alright. Abject pawns. Abject pawns. Guys, we're up to... What time is it? 12:11. So I'm streaming till 1:30, and we're also going to be doing a simul on Sunday. Let's play the Alyekin's defense for something different. Alyekin. Damn it. I hate f4. You really shouldn't play this opening if you hate playing against f4. Probably the least theory on this move, g6, so we're going to try it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't studied the Alyekin in years. I mean, I used to play this occasionally in tournament games and a lot in blitz, but basically I'm at the point where I'm not playing it all in tournament games, and I rarely play it in blitz now. Kind of need to be in practice with this type of opening, I would say. This almost feels like a Pierce. Actually, they're really closely related. If everybody realizes that or not. Pierce and Alyukin are actually like brother openings. Strangely. I tried to use as many pronunciations as I can. Alakine, Alyukin, Alakane, Alyukin. It's like Aronian, Aronian. I try to use multiple pronunciations for the same thing, just to confuse everyone. Well, until I studied Russian in college, I really had no clue about the proper pronunciation of that name. Uneducated American chess players pronounce his name completely wrong. And even after I try to pronounce it correctly, I'm still pronouncing it wrong. Alyokhin, something like that. I don't think I'm equipped to pronounce it correctly. Alyokhin. It's just too much effort to pronounce it right, so why bother? I'm probably going to get it wrong after trying 10 times. I had this situation with the Brazilian Grandmaster Leitao. We were hanging out one day and he tried to teach me to say his name and I said it like 300 times and it was never right. I was like, dude, whatever, I just give up. I mean, it's ridiculous. Bishop g4, I don't know why I spent so much time on this move. I mean, it's pretty much the only move. Applying pressure to the white position. Yeah, Pierce side was my first opening. This is a Pierce. So this transposes to... This could transpose to a Pierce, couldn't it? No, I mean, the pawn would have to be back on c2. It's basically looking like a Pierce with the pawn on c4. But when I learned to Pierce back in the late 80s, there was none of this modern system with c5, which has sort of revitalized that opening to a great deal. I used to play with like knight c6. Pressure. Yeah, that's sound. Arsenal, thanks for subscribing, man. He subscribed for 19 months. He's almost a founder. Arsenal fan Richie. Guys, we're doing a simul on Sunday. I'm going to be playing in a team game, but I'll be back in time, hopefully. 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. Tomorrow's our day off from streaming. Tomorrow, this is my day off, basically. Friday night till Saturday night. That's my entire free time for the week. What's up, Arsenal fan? Any chess coming up for NCL? Oh, the game last night. Wait. Arsenal fan. Yesterday we had our subscriber stream. What did you submit again? You were toward the end of the stream. Oh, the crazy game. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? You made a lot of tactical mistakes on both sides. I mean, that's some insane game. Arsenal beat a 2400 player here on Lee Chess and Rapid Chess. but it was like a tactical disaster. What was up with that point when you played the combination on the queen side? That was a blunder, Arsenal. Knight takes b4. Oof. d5 here? It's like a positional pawn sacrifice. I could see White having some compensation for this. I have to give up my white squared bishop to win the pawn. You overlook the fact that after d5, the d4 bishop was still defended? The d4 bishop. Well, I'm talking about a game that Arsenal fan played and looking at it in my head, and I remember when you played d5 Arsenal, you're attacking his rook on b4. But I'm not quite sure what that had to do with the d4 bishop. I don't quite remember the position exactly. Right. Yeah, I mean, he has to do this, right? If bishop takes f3, knight e5, his c4 pawn's hanging. I mean, he could play bishop takes f3, I guess. It's an interesting pawn sacrifice by white. f4, knight takes c4. If he could play like f4, f5, I might be in very big positional danger because my bishop would be dead forever. But if I can play f5, it feels like black's position is okay. Now, I talked about how the Alekhine is actually related to the Pirts, but the funny thing is there's a whole family of openings. It feels like the Alekhine, whatever, is related to the Pirts, but it's also related to the Scandinavian. And the Scandinavian is related to the Caro-Kann. You know, how does this make sense? I don't know. How can they all be interrelated? This is my concern, f4, f5. So I guess first priority is this. Not only to threaten cheapos like knight takes c4, but so my bishop doesn't die. Abject pawn. I don't know much about him, but he certainly played an interesting pawn sacrifice there. You got to give him credit for that. I get it. Nothing like a knight on f7. You can never get mated with a knight on f7. It's not the saying, right? Queen d4 check. Man, dude. An enterprising pawn sacrifice. He has some compensation. I don't think it's quite enough. Knight f8. It's knight f8. I'm sorry. My bad. I was thinking I could play e5 here. I mean, I can, but it just loses the game. Other than that, it's great. King h6, anyone? No. But this doesn't hurt. You know, a little bit of defense based on that. So if cd c5 is a tricky trick. And there's another trick. If e6, d6, but maybe I have a move there, e6, d6, c5. e6, d6, c5. I don't know if I want to play that way, though. Abject pawn. Probably I should try something else. Something sensible. I don't know if this is sensible. What are you doing? What are you doing, my man? Like that rook on g2. CDC5 97. Well, I mean, he's got a move there, but you might be right. CDC5 97. I'm just looking at, what did you say? 97, enable e5. Well, he's playing knight takes d5. I'm a little concerned about that. Maybe e6 now. Finally, I can play this. Whoa. Oh my god. I knew I put this knight here for a reason. Oof. Now d6, of course. Queen g7. Missed it. Object pawn is getting kind of scary. He's scaring me a little bit. You got bishop h5 again. Man, dude. This was an amazing game, by the way. It's quite a conceptual game, you know. The sacrifice of the pawn is unbelievable. Bishop g4 is a mistake, according to the engine. Strange. I have a chance to take and c5. Wow. And then bishop g4. Man, there's almost no games. c5 here was played. Aha. So I'm supposed to play c5. c5 is strong. Still, he can play. Here, we transpose to a game. White has e6. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a disaster. He missed e6. I give simul's every Sundays. Yeah, every Sundays. Every Sunday. Absolutely 6:30 p.m. Central European time. 25 players. That's my usual routine. This is really strong. And it looks like that I made a clear mistake. So I must play c5. If he takes, his structure is ruined. If he plays this, he sacks a pawn. He probably will lose the e5 pawn. Still better than, I think it's better than taking on c5 for white. It was kind of a cool game though. Apparently I was better. I was almost winning at one point. So Arsenal cd5, c5, knight d7. I was concerned about like this. Apparently it's nothing. I guess I forgot that my knight protects f6. Okay, guys, we're going to try to play the rest of these challenges. Florin, don't challenge me anybody else, because I'm going to be lucky to get through these ones we've got here. No, actually, we've got enough time. We've got an hour left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have time for at least these games, maybe one more. I could take one more challenge, it looks like. I mean, if all the games take 10 plus minutes, I think we can do one more. Florin Magnus, where are you? You're up. Leave page. Another strong player. Oh yeah, he's 2080. If your name is Florin, you have to be a strong player. The tradition of Gurgiu. Also shock Kayak Kasari, 10-year-old Arsenal fan. I could just abort the game and Florian Magnus can come back and challenge me later, rather than waste time. We'll let him just come back, and whenever he's back, I'll play him. Alright, also shock. It means, also means upper in Hungarian. Upper chess. But I don't think that translates to like German. The also and Felshow. What does it mean in German? Great stuff, man. Memories of now none of our opponents are here. What's going on? See, the problem is that also Shock expected Florian Magnus to play, so he's away, thinking that he's not going to play right away. It's caused the whole traffic jam in the line when one player doesn't show up. Re-challenge me, Florian Magnus and also Shock. Who is actually here? You know, I told you about the kid who went from being a bad junior to beating all the top players in your country. Oof. In the space of a year. That sounds suspicious, Arsenal fan. To be quite honest with you. Too good to be true. Are you going to tell me he's like been busted for computer cheating or something? What are we going to do? Did I play this against him before? Yeah, maybe. I vaguely remember you mentioning that, Arsenal fan. Mr. Coffee's off today. Congratulations for Mr. Coffee. He had an 8-page write-up on ECF forums after being investigated because of scoring 1 out of 10 at the British Junior Champs. Oof. He has a computer engine in his cap. I've heard conspiracy theories like this happening in American tournaments over the years. Grandmaster Brian Smith was talking about one player in America a few years ago with me. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely... So he keeps it in his cap. No caps allowed. We don't allow caps here. Reverse Rati. Yeah, I mean, in today's day and age, it's pretty lax to not pick up on that. Sounds like they're on the right track. It's not just a conspiracy theory. I'm sure they're right. I hate this solid sort of setup for white, man. I'm never allowed to play the Blumenfeld. I have to play the frickin' Reddy with black. Rati, Ricard, Rati. We must pronounce the chess names correctly. Aryukin. Rati, Ricard. Rati was from Czech Republic. What is now the Czechia. D6. The Austro-Hungarian Empire. I'm essentially playing a Rati with colors reversed. Black is white and white is black, and he's playing a solid defensive setup against the Rati. That's not how Alyakin is pronounced. Anonymous. Don't need to remind us. Several people have tried to teach me, but it's hopeless. I like it. It's a good Benoni. There is no good Benoni. The only good Benoni is a dead Benoni. Laughing at my stupid jokes. Wow, Alyokin pronounced by Capablanca. Should I play knight e4 here? Why do I have this weird feeling like this might actually be a good move? But it seems a pity to trade off. It's very much a pity to trade off my Benoni bishop. Though it's easy for white to drop the pawn on d5. Not easy enough, though. Kaya Kasari is not interested in losing his d5 pawn. But I like black. White's like tied down to his own pawn on d5. This would give him time to play knight d2. Anyway, we need to get our pieces out. Pizzas. Get your pizzas out. Now what? a6. Inducing a4. But covering b5. Is this pawn going to be a problem for me later? Black has no problems here. I mean, I'm at least equal. The question is how to play for more. I feel like I need my a8 rook to protect a6. Therefore, it stays there for now. Structurally, I mean, b5 could be just good at any moment. Maybe knight f6. It's kind of a weird move. Weird but effective. Knight f6, knight e4, knight e4, bishop g7, king g7. Whatever. There's no time to play perfect moves here, unfortunately. Maybe knight d2. Mama Jarovian tactic. White is overextended. If you like to play f5, you can be my guest. It feels unnecessarily risky. It's time for a Mama Jarovian tactic. No. It's not working. I want to play knight f2, but he's on my a6 pawn. Whatever. Whatever. Heel Skinner. Pepe Cuenca is playing Carlsen tomorrow? Like in what format? Where? I guess I could have set up like b5 at one point here. What's the deal? Some sort of exhibition, or is it a tournament? Tio Pepe. gotta like black, but it's not much. It is not much. Just a hair better. If I can only play b5. You can trust Uber Driver. He's posting a YouTube Capablanca. I didn't see f4 could be played. Always the dubious links. How can I not see that f4 can be played? My God. Just because it can be played doesn't make it a good move. Uber Driver, a resident chess historian. Oh, this is just lame. Lame. It's just a draw. Well, that might be an inaccuracy. I'm going to lose on time. Still a draw. Is it still a draw? 3-on-2. Well, he has losing chances, but I'd rather he did. He could have made this much more accurately an easy draw. Now he's like losing a pawn, but I don't like f5 that much. Maybe he's right to do that, actually. Wow. He could have played f6 check. f6 check was really interesting. Man, I should have gone the other way. I guess it's just a draw. Just have to admit it. That was stupid. It was stupid to play f4. I mean, anyway, it's a draw, but I was better. There were ways to try to play this for a win. I was never winning, you know, but I should have played this smarter. I would never accept a draw here. Even against, like, Magnus, I would play on and torture him on purpose. But f6 check, man. I mean, that actually looks really annoying, because after king here, I have to give rook d7. This is the most accurate. I think that's much more strong. Good game. 10-year-old Arsenal fan Mule Skinner. Guys, I only have time till 1:30, so we probably have time for like 4 more games. Yeah, you don't have to lose the d5 pawn. You could have just played the rooks differently and it would have been 4 against 4. Simply drawn endgame. Black was better in that game, but you played quick and I couldn't find anything. Not really happy with the way I played it. So I'm trying to play c4 e5 mostly when possible. I used to play the symmetrical, but it's too boring for black. Symmetrical English is good for a draw. If you're playing for a draw against a stronger player, I suppose. Reverse Rossalimo. So we've had a number of games with this opponent in this line. I'm supposed to play e4 there. No. This is the main line, but wait, did I play e4 against him before? I don't remember now. Okay. So, what's up with this? I remember when I was a kid, I lost to International Master Andy Sadie in a blitz tournament playing white in something like this. If e4 now? I've played the English extensively with white, but I don't have reams of variations. I mean, I've always played castles with white in this position. That's the main line. I think this is also a move I've played. But d3 is kind of inaccurate. This should just be absolutely okay for black. Similar to a Nimzo. Now he has bad structure. White has a very strong bishop on the long diagonal, but that doesn't mean everything. Queen f6. Queen f6. Queen e4, bishop takes c3 check. King f1. Bishop takes b2, wins a pawn. Queen f6, does this win material? And if so, is that good? Is it good to win material here? Good question. You could also just play positionally and not go for that double pawn. Bishop c3, bc, rook e8. Okay, queen f6, actually bishop d2. Bishop takes c3, bishop takes c3, knight takes c3, pawn takes c3. Let's try it. I mean, you only live once. He can also, yeah, that's about it. He could try... That's true, Arsenal. We can always do that. Just for fun. I don't think this is the safest way to play, obviously. But let's see. I mean, obviously trading queens would be a good thing if we're going to be grabbing pawns. Queen trades and pawn grabbers go hand in hand. Right. Well, I mean, the argument for not taking the pawn is that the pawns are weak and they're a long-term liability. But if I play this in a completely different way, like say I do bishop takes c3, and I don't play queen f6, bishop c3, b takes c, rook e8. My concern there is that white plays at some point knight d4, and his knight is going to be so freaking strong that the knight on d4 is just going to be so strong that I literally like have to trade it with my knight on c6 and then undouble his pawns anyway. And that's my fear. So this is an interesting move, bishop f4. But it looks like I'm up a pawn. My bishop on a5 is a bit awkward, but it's protected and it's got some places it can go. So I'll take it. Arsenal's going for GM. He'll probably get there faster than me. He's got a better chance based on age. Basically, white played an underplayed, let's say, lesser played move, d3. If I don't play e4, I could be worse very quickly after e4. Yes, rook b1 looks like a logical move. However, bishop f5. Man, there's some weird lines like bishop f5. Bishop f5 is not the safest. I guess bishop a5 is the safest move, one would say, right? Maybe just a bad move, though. d4, bishop b6, bishop e3 or something. I don't think I should be doing this. It was better to play bishop f5. This is just weak. I could have pinned his d3 pawn. This is 10 times stronger than bishop a5. Man, that was stupid. So now he has d4 and he has a good game, I think. Played a3, which is d4. Is there a problem with d4? Maybe I have some move like bishop g4. Okay, so now it's a totally different position. If bishop f5, rook b7, bishop d3. I mean, still black is fine. He can play rook takes b7, bishop takes d3. I have threats of bishop b6. This diagonal might be a problem, though. I guess I could play bishop b6. That would have been more consistent with what I was doing. I regretted not playing bishop f5, but now he can take this. Probably should take this. And whatever happens, happens. Take it while the taking's good. So Arsenal, what? Your improvement, what? 10 points? Nice. Now we just remain solid. We're up a pawn, better structure. He has knight h4. But no great move for white here. Knight h4, bishop g4. Knight h4 loses control of the d4 square. If you gain 10 points a year, Arsenal fan, exactly, you too could be world champion. Croak by then. That's going to take a lot of drinking, man. Now what? G6 or D7? I like D7, but that allows him to play D4. I don't think I can do it. I have to keep control of D4. This is pinning him. He still has lingering compensation, the long diagonal. There's no really good answer for this long diagonal. Rook B8. That's pathetic. Pathetic but necessary. No, now he has D4, bishop E4. I don't like my rook guarding this pawn, but what am I going to do? Wait, that's compensation, but maybe not enough. Guys, I have about 40 minutes left, so that's enough for two to three games. So now at this point, we should be able to just consolidate. Just consolidate. C6? Anyone? No. You don't like C6, neither do I. So I don't like any pawn moves. So what do I do? H5 or something? F5 isn't good. Man, I don't know. Here? It's not a good move. Running out of time. I guess we'll have to do this. No. Yeah, it's a tough game. Black's still better. Not easy to win, though. Not easy to win. D3 looks like a bad move. After this, only a handful of games. Inaccurate move order. I mean, black is a good game after E4. The question was this position. How should I play? Queen F6 is interesting. The computer likes this. Queen E4. Bishop takes C3 check. King F1. I mean, I'm taking this pawn. That's hard to believe. Apparently you have bishop G5. I don't really buy this. This is nothing. Nope, I don't think that's good. Arsenal. You are up, sir. We've got time for a couple more games. 2 or 3 games. Let's go. Dead bishop. So dead bishop on the landing. That's some kind of line from Monty Python. The dead bishop on the landing. I don't remember which Monty Python. Does anybody know? The Rossalimo. I have a correspondence game like this. Very little theory. Do I know in this opening? The Queen B6 is almost always bad. So e5. E5. Man, that looks pretty strong, actually. E5, pawn takes e5, knight takes e5. What are you going to do? We had a game analysis. WJ Loof. Thanks WJ for supporting the stream. Where e5 was the critical idea. Actually, this is practically parallel with our last game, right? I mean, it was the same thing playing e4 against 10-year-old. In that case, breaking the structure, but we have the same theme here. Same theme. Yeah, it's funny, Roslimo. And Nesbedinov, famous for playing the Roslimo, one of the most tactical players ever. But the thing about Nesbedinov that's interesting was his affinity for many closed lines. For such a brilliant tactician, he played a lot of closed openings like the King's Indian. Knight takes... Oh no. There's got to be some fancy mate here or something. Knight c4, queen b5, knight d6 check. Mate in the middle of the board. Queen f3 again. Can borrow the theme from last game. Oof. Queen f3. Here we go again. I almost have to do it. Nimzovich. Oh, he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Just a measly old pawn. Exactly the same thing from last game. I mean, if I'm not material, I'm not interested in keeping the queens on the board. First of all. And Arsenal is a dangerous, tactical, wild man, so another reason to trade queens if possible. I don't really want to trade on b6 and fix the structure, but if I'm up a clear pawn for nothing, we'll do it. Not a lot of development here. Obviously, I could have played like bishop takes c6, rook b8, knight c4, something like that, but my queen is awkwardly placed on f3. It was just a matter of time till something hits it with bishop g4, maybe prone to threat. Guys, we have half an hour left, so nobody else challenge me. I'll try to play as many of these games as I can. Arsenal, Mule Skinner, maybe one more. The problem is he's losing a second pawn here. There is a back rank, but it's covered by e8. I mean, this is a serious issue. Yeah. The concept was flawed. He was banking on counterplay based on back rank, but I have e8 covered. So objectively, like when I play queen takes c6, I think you should play queen b8 maybe. Try to avoid trading queens at all costs. Seems like the best try. You got these fishing pole threats with knight g4. I got to sit there and decide whether to take a second pawn or not. You have bishop b7. You know, white's going to have to play very carefully, Arsenal fan, after queen b8. I'm not even sure if queen takes c6 is my best move. I don't know if I did the best continuation here. So the engine likes bishop takes c6, keeping the strong knight on e5. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. I don't know. Mule Skinner. Skinned any good mules lately? What's up, man? Lots of Rossalimos today. What do we play? D4? I like the Rossalimo, and I hate playing against it, you know? I don't really know the theory very well. I've only played a handful of games. I remember once I lost to Strapunski with white in a Rossalimo. He's probably the only really strong player I played it against. Bishop e5 I've played against like weaker players. Because you don't really need to know the theory. I think the Rossalimo is an opening that's Nimzovician. It's easy to play. Even if you don't know the theory, it's positionally based. It's not like trying to play some sharp variation of the open Sicilian on basic fundamental principles. Wild open positions are mostly calculation based, so you can't just like start playing the open Sicilian without knowing the theory. Skinner. All right, let's just play. This is very standard. Declined. We've probably played this before. Probably we played this before. Mule Skinner very careful about his move order here. There's a4. Early knight on bd7. It's probably as good as anything. No sense in knight d2 if the guy's going to play knight takes b6. So I have nothing better than to do this. Now queen b6, knight d2, queen c7, knight c4, knight b6, and I've looked at that. I told the story how I had that in the simul game once. I need to play bishop f4 in time in order to make the whole variation with knight d2, knight b6, knight c4, knight b6, knight a5 work, or knight a3 work. It's all a matter of timing, this knight coming over here. Because Mule Skinner played the move order the way he did, I think after queen b6 I don't have time for knight d2 now. I have to just play a4. And we've probably played this before. But I don't really like playing a4, personally. The problem with this position is that white is backward along the b file. It's an easy line to play, but objectively, black has this counter pressure down the b file. It almost feels like white has nothing. Knight d2, queen c7, knight c4, knight b6, and black is fine. I had a game that went knight d2, queen c7, knight c4, knight b6, knight e3, but my knight's in the way of my bishop on e3. And if I trade pieces, black just like equalizes. So this is the recommended move by theory. But it makes me more backward along the b file. Now I'll never be able to control b3 as well, and b4 as well. He'll always have some kind of pressure down this line. Theoretically, it's supposed to be a little bit better for white, but in practice, I don't find it easy to play. Sometimes you play a5 and wedge the pawn there to take away the b6 square. But every time you push the pawn, you weaken more squares. So if I play a5, then b5 becomes an outpost for his pieces. There's maneuvers like, knight e8, knight c7, knight b5, for example, black can play. Because if you push to a5, you open up that potential square for black. So it's very important that black understands, the limitations here. Queen b4 right away. Wow. So a4, knight takes e4. a5, excuse me. I think that's theory. It might be theory, but what's the concept? Like queen c2, rook b8. Then I play a5, threatening rook a4. I don't remember if we had this before. I don't remember. The key when you have less space is try to trade pieces to reduce your cramp. I wonder if you consider knight g4, knight e5 style maneuvers. I think a5 is a very controversial move, Warnocky. I've won games because the b5 square falls. And then I'll just stuff the whole b file. He'll get no counterplay along the b file. That's very dangerous. If you play this, white gains control of b5, and it's possible that you lose all your sort of natural counterplay. If I'm able to just block the b file with a piece on b5, then white just takes over the whole board. So it's really double-edged. You know, presumably he could try to trade queens with queen b3. And being the player with more space, I don't really want to trade anything. So I don't know. I also don't have to play rook a4. Maybe I just play like rook a3 and my rook has lateral mobility. The only plans I see for him are this one and the other one. Knight e8, knight c7, knight b5. So he has plans based on knight e5, knight c4, or maybe c4 in some positions. That's tricky though. Obviously white can play rook a4 here. Sack his queen. Bishop takes c3. Sack the queen. Yeah. Queen b7. I wouldn't play it. I would play queen b3, trying to trade pieces if I'm black here. Seems counterintuitive, you know. I'm glad he played queen b7. He's doing my job for me, I think. But we do reach a point now where it's like, well, what do I do now? Knight e5 is the plan. Bishop g5 drops b2. That's fatal. So it's hard for both sides. Maybe hard for me to come up with a constructive move here. That's his concept. Weakening my dark squares a little with h3. Got to do something. Tense position. Shh. We'll do like a Rudy Giuliani imitation. Shh. Don't tell him about the F file. Arsenal. Nobody knew about the F file. That pawn looks a little bit dangerous to be capturing that on f5. I think I'll pass. Not interested. Maybe next year I'll have a a donation for you. We're a little short this year. Just intuitively, queen f5. I don't feel like indulging him in some scary discoveries. Bishop takes c3 is possible, winning a pawn. Pawn. Bishop c3, bc3, knight d5, knight e3 doesn't look good. But maybe he could do that. Good luck to him if he tries that. Ah, now he wants to trade queens. Of course. I can understand that. We have a really nice space advantage. He's threatening my rook with bishop takes c3, so it's hard to avoid this exchange. I appreciate his position strategically. Basically, I have no idea what's happening now. My pawns are pretty spaced out, but I've got space, and his f5 pawn is weak too. I don't know what that does. Why would he do that? Wait, you're taking a knight, I'm taking a rook, or a queen, or whatever. That's fine. That's fine. So he sacked in exchange, essentially. Pretty extreme. This is Mule Skinner. Scary and tricky at times. That was a good move, dude. You better play that. H5, brilliant. My God. Wow. He's become a really good blitz player. And time pressure. It's not enough. All right, good struggle. Guys, we have time for at least one more game. I'm just taking challenges Friday, guys. Subscribers have no benefits. I'm just taking the challenges as I get them. New player. He does have like 100 games, though. It's probably going to be my last game for today, guys. He has just about 100 games. Good game, Mule Skinner. But I think you should trade queens. It seemed very inconsistent. Okay, it's not terrible what you did. Queen b7. A repeat of Arsenal's game. I don't believe it. It's the same thing again. The same theme. 3 games in one stream. That's insane. Now the whole structure changes completely. I should probably double the pawns immediately. This is Nimzovich, and stop him from playing bishop g4. A superior position for white. Straight up classic Nimzovich. We imprison his bishop on c8 and make it non-existent. Strong point e5. And we try to pick off this pawn. Target the weak doubled pawns. That's not like the highest priority here. But it's part of the plan, I would say. Different ways to do this. Close to a Nimzo-Indian. It's basically what it is, playing the Nimzo-Indian. h6 is a neat move. He's trying to play actively against me. Basically, it's the same-ish Nimzo-Indian from my perspective. Same-ish, same-ish. c4. Kill the bishop. I was thinking of h6 as a kind of offensive move, you know, to play g5, but... So now, we're just winning. We just pick off the c5 pawn. It's typical for a fianchetto type of setup. You know, this pawn is always going to be weaker than if he had the bishop on this diagonal. Usually it's a classic weak point. I mean, we don't have to be in a rush to take the pawn on c5. Maybe we want to get the most ideal situation for taking that pawn. I don't see a reason not to take it, per se. His bishop is ghost. It's a shadow of its former self. So, block the structure. See, I'm playing against that bishop. And also thematically we want to play on dark squares. He's got a lot of pawns on white squares. Like the majority of his pawns are on white squares. He does have a dark square bishop, but it's only controlling, you know, a limited amount of squares. It's only defending a limited amount of squares. And that means that all these other squares over here lack proper defense on the dark squares. So, Queen a3 is interesting. Queen c3 might be a better move. Then again, yeah. I don't know. It would be good to have an actual plan here, more than just strategic concepts. How about developing my pieces? Alms on Twitch, thanks for subscribing. Guys, thank you for supporting the stream. Asterbait with 1,000 bits this week. Jim with 500. Number of subscribers, resubs. Thank you for helping me keep the stream going. Help me help you to share my knowledge. Help me to share my knowledge. making the stream possible. Thank you guys for being devoted. Uber driver, Mr. Coffee, Arsenal fan, Alms, Warnaki, Acerbate, Mule Skinner, Morales. We have a very loyal following, and I hope that I'm able to help you guys all be better players. All right. I'm eating that pawn. He has an interesting possibility. Actually, I don't have to eat it right away. We could wait and try something like bishop b4. Wait a minute. Maybe this is a big mistake. I mean, my idea is maybe it's not a big mistake. I mean, if pawn takes pawn, knight takes a6, and then I keep the piece. Now, unless he has some insane defense with... Let's see. Done a good job of keeping the tension, doesn't he, this guy? 1600? Wow. That's impressive. I can't believe that he can do like bishop b5 or something. Even if he can, I'm sure I have a way out of that. You're old, I don't improve, just get worse slowly. You're not old. It may be true that you don't improve and you're getting worse slowly. But the cause and effect might be flawed. I don't think it's necessarily because you're old. What I need to do is blockade. Stop that now. You are not going to play c5 and liberate your bishop on the long diagonal. We're up 2 pawns. Everything's cool. This bishop is... My one concern was that he could play this tricky like bishop b5. Maybe it actually works, but he's still down 2 pawns at the end of the day. The openings which you're playing for 20 years. Yeah, you should branch out. I agree, Alms. I think you should branch out. You're good at what you do, but it doesn't hurt to have more weapons in the arsenal. He's 1900 classical, his highest rating. He's got no bishop here. Guys, I'm going to have to go after this game. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to have to decline your challenges. PSG, Sakuruk, and Alms. I mean, Alms, I feel bad. He just resubscribed. We'll play one more quick game. I really have to go after that, though. Didn't even have a bath today. Come on, guys. Give me time. The problem was my heater didn't work until 11 o'clock. I couldn't even take a shower. We just got it fixed. Normally I try to have a bath every day. Or some sort of... PSG, Sakuruk, and Alms. We're just up a piece here. Alright, where's PSG, Sakuruk? You can re-challenge me. I'll try to play both these challenges, even though I don't have time. It's not fair to decline PSG Soccer Rook and just play AMS. PSG Soccer Rook, re-challenge me if you're still here. But that's absolutely the last I can play. I really got to go. Just because I love you guys. PSG, you're still here. Re-challenge me. I'm going to have to play fast, though. I'm going to have to play like it's 3 plus 2. I need like 10 minutes before my next lesson. So, where's the Soccer Rook? Come on back. Come on back to me, Soccer Rook. Maybe he left. So, Ams, did I play like a double fianchetto against you? Was it you? It was you, right? On Sunday? I mean, Tuesday? God, no, not the London system. Please. The London system, no. This is horrible. Thanks for the donation. 111 bits. I think we lost Soccer Rook. Alright, well, if so, this will be the last game. I really am late. I have to take a 5-minute shower. Self-hazing. Classic London versus the Reti. There's another setup that I've employed here without playing c4. Actually, I like that better. This is like standard. So, castle, a3, a5. And now, what am I doing? It's weird. Anyway, I'm confused. Alright, so this is like a move. I don't know what the best move is for white in this position, frankly. This is my repertoire for black. One of my repertoires for black against the London system. With black, it makes like marginally more sense to trade pieces with knight e5. But objectively, it's an equal position. It is what it is. You can't win by playing the Reti opening by force. It's hard to believe, but true. So now bishop c3 is interesting. Playing for b4. Now he's threatening d4. Is d4 a good move for black? I don't know. Probably it is. Probably I have to trade. White has like 0.0001 advantage in this position. 0.0001. I didn't realize he played Queen H1 in that game, Uber Driver. I don't think I ever really cared that much about Reti's games, perhaps unfairly. He was a decent player, you know, clearly, but the rook a1, the rook a2, rook c1, rook c2, queen a1, rook a2, queen a1 stuff. You can get carried away with trying to be too fancy. This is his equal position. I would agree to a draw here in a tournament game. This is one of the reasons why I want to stop playing knight f3 on move 1. I've got to stop getting really lame, boring openings. Yeah, Uber Driver, a lot of people claim that about Breyer. And I also don't know Breyer's games well enough. I recently ordered a book. I don't know if you've heard of this book. Let me see if I can find it now. What is it called? The name is escaping me now. Shit. Excuse my language. There's a chess book I just ordered. It's an old classic, a Russian chess classic. I can't remember the name now. They talk about Breyer. It talks about. It's actually in Shereshevsky. Talking about Breyer as a good example of the hypermoderns. Well played game by Black. Played this perfectly. Homs is amazingly systematic. He knows his stuff. Litvitsky. I can't believe I can't find this on my browsing history. I thought it was Litvitsky. Got nothing with live. Should come up if I typed it in yesterday. LinkedIn, Libri. LI is not even coming up with anything. If I check my history, wait. History. Show all history. Lichess. Damn it. I cannot find this history for my book that I ordered. I will tell you later, Uber driver, what it is. It's like an old Russian classic that wasn't translated into English for a very, very long time. I didn't know about the book. But it wasn't recently translated. It's been translated since like 10 years or something. But nowadays, nobody cares about. Average chess consumers don't care about, 50-year-old Russian books. Come on. Take with the knight. Cooperate. Is Black overextended? His pawn's now blocking his bishop. D6 is a bit of a weakness. His pieces are stuffed behind that pawn. Threatening rook d1. Queen e7. Suddenly it's like a little bit dodgy for Black. This pawn is also kind of weak. Litvinsky? I can't remember the author's name now. I'm not getting it right. It's another name. I got a challenge from Airborne Warrior. Whoa. Queen sack. Yeah, he splundered. He has a trick. Tricks are for kids. Right, Acerbate? Is it necessary? You don't have Queen e5 here? Queen e5, rook e5, f4. And pawn takes pawn. It seems like you hold everything with that move. It's just like the miracle. The miracle of life. Ams could literally defend everything by playing that. We're a little passive, but we are up the exchange for nothing, so I think we can navigate. We will navigate this position. Our bishop isn't dead forever. Only temporary. I want to see, just for a second, I got to go after one more game. I'll play this opponent, but don't you have that? Queen e5, yeah. Queen e5, rook e5, f4. I thought you could take. Apparently you also have rook c5. He might lose a pawn at the end. This is going to fall. Anyway, it's your only chance. Guys, very quick last game against Airborne Warrior. We lost PSG. I wanted to play him after all, but last game, guys. I really got to play this like a quick 3-2. Thanks for the game, Oms. Maybe you overextended a little bit. I had a weird idea to play this yesterday. I don't know why. In my head, I was laying in bed and I was like, what's a weird move against the Dutch? And what does this even do? I'll show you guys. It's good against the Leningrad Dutch. Please play the Leningrad Dutch. Oh. What is that? The bird's defense. It's the birds. Birds is the words. I don't think this is good for black. But thanks for being creative. Having some fun with this. Maybe not that stupid. Looks like a good hyper-accelerated dragon. Oh, black's not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Maybe knight h3 first. The rat. Only move. Airborne Warrior. An aggressive character. I must insist you give me that pawn. It looks strong, like knight e4. I end up with a monster. Does he have a trap here? Queen d5? Oh my god. It's brilliant. You have queen d5. Of course I could protect it, I guess. He'll get a little bit of counterplay. Maybe it's better not to rush. Then he's going to attack me on the king side. Probably better not to castle king side until I'm ready. I have other good moves. What's the best move here? Queen a4 is also interesting. Castles. All right. There's a couple options. If h5, I can play bishop g5, just stopping him cold. Or even h3. Don't really like that. Man, guys, I gotta go. I didn't really have time for this game, but we did it anyway. He's going completely ballistic. I don't believe this. It's okay for a bullet game, but I don't think you can pull this off in a 5+3 time control. Whoa. I have no interest in capturing. Interesting. So, yeah, this is very coffee house. Shouldn't work. Second exchange is interesting. Bishop f3. Kind of like that. This is going to take me all day. I'm going to miss my shower. That sucks. Oh well. I sacrificed cleanliness for you guys. I won't get to have a shower till this afternoon. That's the life of a chess streamer. Some of them more than others. I won't name names, but I suspect. I have my suspicions about the cleanliness of some chess streamers frequenting the area. What is up with this? All right. So what's the deal here? Queen f5. Totally mental move. I don't even know what he's threatening. You said it, not me. All right. There are others on the list. There's no reason to single anyone out, Arsenal fan. Queen g6. What is that about? You don't want my rook. I'm hurt. Deeply insulted that you won't take my rook. It's like an Albin. No, yeah, Albin. Some bishops are worth more than rooks. Damn. I only have 10 minutes. Give my regards to the F8 bishop. Yes, knight c5 is coming to a theater near you. That's devastating. This bishop is worth as much as a rook on f3. I mean, that diagonal, it's an Albin theme. The whole game was like an Albin. Old school Albin. Of course, in the Albin you play e5. Kind of important move. This is not quite that. The same problem though, where the knight is like tied down to protecting that king side, king position. Guys, I'm going to be back on Sunday with a simul for everyone. 25 board simul here on Lead Chess. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for hanging out with us. These bishops should be able to defend my kingside while we unleash the tornado of threats. Knight c5 is decisive. Should be decisive if given the opportunity. Everybody ready? D5 even. Yeah, I didn't see it. That's embarrassing. Ouch. Yeah. Embarrassing for me. I mean, not to see bishop g4 right away. All right, guys. The Albin has been defeated. I got to go. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for supporting the stream. Later, guys. Behalf of the Panda. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Don't forget, our birthday is next week. Okay, next Thursday. Bye-bye.